All right, I think I got a good one for you today. I'm going to go into my retirement planning software and talk about some common mistakes I hear through the comments, through emails, phone call conversations, looking at Boldin's, that's the software, Boldin, at their Facebook page, some common things that people are getting wrong or don't utilize all the features. I'm just going to talk about seven of them. There's probably 700 uh, different options here to talk about. But these are the common errors. So let's jump right into that. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. Okay, this is the first screen you come to. This is the overview. And this net worth, this includes a house. So I think they've got in their assets, they have 1.4 million. But so that's the housing value added in there. But the thing I want to draw your attention to first is this 99% probability of success. Most people, they like to get 100%. 99 is as high as Boldin goes. So they say, hey, 99% is good. And I'm wanting to say, no, it's not good. That's not good. 99% probability, 1,000 Monte Carlo simulations, that you will absolutely not have to make any changes to your spending at all, any decisions you're making around Social Security, all that stuff, you will not have to take any action through your mortality. And that's just not realistic, folks. Realistic is we all make changes, life changes, life happens. If the market goes down 40%, you're not going to spend as much as if it went up 20%. That's just how it works. Okay. So I think 99% is a problem. Look at this. For example, look at that 99%. I'm going to go into expenses and I'm going to take, and notice I have, I'll talk about expenses in a second, but base level expenses. This is not go spending, slow go spending, one time expending, just base load, keeping the lights on. I'm going to take that from 5750 up to, let's take that up to 7,000. So, $1,250 increase a month. And that takes the overview down to 87, adding 1,250 a month, only to 87. 87% chance is very good. And you're probably going to be making some adjustments. You don't know what the stock market's going to do. You don't know what inflation's going to do. You may dial in your spending. You may increase it because of some windfall you may have. So I think it's better to go in with this plan, spending 1,250 more and realizing you're going to be making changes. Okay. So I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave that spending. So that's number one. 99% is not the goal. You're probably working too long or you're not spending enough money if you're shooting for 99%. And you can see here at longevity 94, using a straight line, projection over time of whatever I put in for my assets, still going to end with almost $14 million in future dollars. I mean, that's not running out of money. That's not spending enough. So don't shoot for 99% is the first one. And now I'm going to talk about flat spending. Let's go into expenses. So many free software packages that are out there, and using Excel spreadsheets or something like that. People put in flat spending, adjust that for inflation. They use the 4% rule, adjust that for inflation. That's just not the way people spend money. I don't know anybody that does that. So I put in base level spending, the 7,000 a month that goes through my lifetime. Then I got go spending in here that goes until I'm 75. Okay, and I'm married. My wife's the same age, and this is a dummy account. So an extra 1,500 a month, till we're 75, and then from 75 to 80, we're slow go spending, so we dial that down to 1,000. Okay, and then the base level is all the time, goes through lifetime. Then I also got one-time expenses in here. You can add as many as you want. One-time expenses. I've got 5 of them here. Hey, I added a big expensive trip to Europe. I added a car, added a kitchen remodel, new roof replacement. You put in whatever you want. It's important here to put these in future dollars. So It's not going to, that 20,000 for that Europe trip, it's not going to be increased for inflation. It's going to be that amount in the year 2028. So make sure you adjust that for inflation. But this highlights reality. You don't spend money at a flat rate. I've got, the go and slow go spending in here plus one-time expenses. Okay, so that's very important. Flat spending is just not reality. Another thing, I'm going to go into income, and I'm going to take a look at Social Security. I'm surprised at how many people get this wrong. Note my Social Security on this screen has me at $3,000 a month, collecting at age 67. And I'm not saying that's the right age to, that's not an optimized age. I'm just illustrating a point here. And then my spouse is taken at 67. So that's $4,500 a month. $4,500 a month times 12 months. What's that? 54,000? 4,500 times 12. Small calculator. 4,500 times 12. $54,000. $54,000 a year. Sorry, $54,000 a year. I wanted to convert that to years. 4,500 a month, 12 months, $54,000 a year. Okay, now when you come over here, this is lifetime income projection. It's on a graph here. You notice that the Social Security is 59,600 in the first year. I thought it was going to be 54. Well, the 54 that you get off of, or this, $4,500 a month that you get off the socialsecurity.gov website is in today's dollars. So when I look at it today, and I'm 62 years old, according to this, spreadsheet, or not spreadsheet, this software, I'm 62 years old, and I'm taking that at 67. There's 5 years of inflation that comes. And that's not reflected in the Social Security number. They just say in real dollars, you're going to receive, in today's dollars, rather, with today's buying power, you're going to get 54,000, but I'm actually going to be receiving more. Make sure you don't have that screwed up. If you got a worksheet, that's easily screw up. You put it, hey, it's off the SSA.gov website. It said I'm going to get 4,500. I'm going to put in 4,500 a month. And that's not correct. It's adjusted for inflation. So that's another one I find. Another one, let's see, I'm going to go into rate assumptions here. I know I'm bouncing around here, but I'm hoping you're somewhat exposed to Boldin here, and I'm picking out some errors. They have inflation assumptions here. General inflation, this is at 2%. Medical inflation is at 5%. Social Security is at 2%. Here's what some people get wrong inside of Boldin. General inflation, optimistic, 2%. Optimistic, you want inflation to be low, right? Everybody wants inflation to be low. It's pessimistic, 3.5%. This is so your expenses are indexed up. But when they come down into Social Security cost of living adjustments, a lot of people look at this and say, hey, Joe, you got it backwards. You got optimistic as a lower number than pessimistic. Okay, Joe, you got it backwards. I get a comment a day on this. No, I do not. Think about it. Think about what's happening. If general inflation is 2%, what is your most likely Social Security COLA? It's going to be a low number, like 2%. Okay. And when general inflation is up to, say, 3.5%, 4%, 5%, you're going to get a bigger Social Security adjustment. So a lot of people get these backwards. Optimistic, it's not reasonable to assume you're going to get optimistic high, like a 5% cost of living increase for Social Security, and have inflation be low. Okay, so hopefully you get that right. That's another common error I see. I've actually talked to Boldin about changing that, making sure that's clear, and they haven't made that change yet. The next thing, I'm going to go to taxes. Okay, so I'm going to go down to taxes over here. And here's estimated taxes, gross income by source, taxable income by source. I'm not going to focus on any of these. They're all great. But what I'm looking at specifically is, okay, taxable income bracket. Okay, this is what can I affect with maybe a Roth conversion, paying my taxes early. You can see the green is the 12% bracket. I'm jumping in here to the 22% bracket a little bit. Those are probably all the one-time expenses I had. And maybe I can, for example, this year, 2034 pulls the money out in 2033 and only pay into the 12% bracket. So it's a timing issue. Pay into the 12% bracket instead of paying a little bit later and paying in the 22% bracket. That's 10% difference in taxes. Big deal. Big deal. Okay, and back here you'll notice this is longevity. I have my spouse living 3 years longer than me, and you can see there's the widow's tax trap. They're paying as a single, paying taxes as a single, not getting as much Social Security coming in. And I have a pension in this example, and that pension goes to zero. Just put that in. So this is looking at the tax opportunity. Now, I'll jump into Roth Conversion Explorer down here. This says convert everything to the Roth account that I got $100,000 in. I'm just gonna convert everything to the 12% tax bracket. Just do that and see what impact that has on the plan. Okay, and let's do that for fun. I'm going to see this for the first time. Okay, use the system default, see my optimized plan. Okay, it says to do 15 Roth conversions, and here's exactly what to do to the dollar. Exactly what to do. There's 15 of them. I'll have over $500,000 more at longevity and save $224,000 in taxes. $224,000 in taxes. So there's the year to make them. Here's the current plan. There's no Roth conversions. Here's the projected account balances. An optimized plan, you see it ends with 11.6. The current plan ends with 11 million. But keep in mind where that money is located. This is the current plan. I guess the current plan, optimized plan. Yeah, pre-tax, there's nothing in pre-tax there. Got nothing in pre-tax. Well, that Roth account's growing. Even under the current plan, the Roth account's growing like freaking crazy. Roth got 4.6 million. Yeah, taxable accounts. So this one in taxable accounts has 6.1 million and 342,000 in the pre-tax. But anyway, so you can play around with this. Also, what I want to draw your attention to is IRMAA fees. Okay, this person really doesn't have any IRMAA fees until after I die, the first person dies. So that's good. You can optimize on IRMAA fees if you want your Roth conversions to minimize your income in later years. You can do that. The last thing I'm going to get out of the Roth Explorer. So there is a Social Security Explorer that is great here too. But the last thing I want to talk about is stress testing. One of the things people worry about is, living too long, outliving their money. But, one of my biggest fears is, one person dying early. What does that impact the other, especially when you got a pension? So I'm going to go down here into summary. And I'm going to change my longevity age. See, I got myself at 90 and my spouse at 94. Let's just be dramatic here. And let's just say, hey, I'm going to die at 65. What's that do to the plan? I want to cancel that. How does this change my plan? Longevity defined. Okay, well, I don't know what that Boldin is doing down here. I don't want to cancel that. I want to save that. So this has me dying early. Look at this. Look at this. It takes my plan down to 63% probability of success just because I died early. Takes away my pension, takes away, and I put this in there on purpose so it would have a dramatic effect. But don't get stressed by this. And hey, that guy's got 2 million net worth and it's down to 63. I structured this so this would happen. So the longevity is really a major problem here. How can I fix the longevity problem. Maybe it's a little less spending. Maybe I buy an insurance policy on myself. My wife may not need one because, like I said, inside income, you'll notice I have a pension. I got a pension inside of here. What's that? 1,500 a month. Well, that's nice income coming in. So don't forget to stress test for dying early. It's a big deal. Everybody's worried about living too long. Dying early is a big deal. Let's see. The last thing, let me fix that longevity thing. It's scaring everybody. I can tell. Summary, longevity. I'm going to take myself back out to let's back out to 90. Submit that. Go back to this overview. And here's another feature. I'm going to make a video dedicated to this whenever Boldin fully releases this. It's on an AI assistant. How can I improve my plan? What do you want to explore? When can I retire? Is my plan complete and up to date? Am I prepared for a market crash? It's got an AI assistant. It's super cool, super cool. Another thing that I want to highlight, let's see, is Market Risk Explorer. This is a newer feature. This has only been around a little while now. But hey, a decade of poor returns. Click on that. It's got 10 years of annual returns of 1%. It's just been like a lost decade. Well, probability of success is pretty low based on I don't know what other assumptions I got in here. I haven't looked at this, but 3 years of bad returns. Okay. Probability is pretty low. And then you can actually create a downturn. Don't panic by this. I may have something unreasonable in here. Just let you know that this is a great feature to see how bad market returns can impact your plan. Again, don't panic from that. I've tried to create a set of income that would show problems. So there's a problem, right? So there you go. There are common errors that I see inside of people interacting with Boldin. It's very simple program. They have classrooms. I'm going to stop sharing. Boldin has a series of videos showing you how to use each section. They have classrooms. I think it's at least 2 days a week, like on a Tuesday and Thursday, you'll get notice of these things. And hey, how to enter, income, how to do Roth conversions, common errors and plans. They just have all these classrooms. When you sign on with Boldin, you get a team of people working with you, and they're constantly updating the software for tax laws and anything that happens to change. I love it. It is my retirement plan. I've been buying it for 6 years now. I didn't have it when I chose to retire, and I hear all the time people get Boldin, they get the confidence to retire earlier than they thought was possible. Happens all the time. Let me know if you got any questions. This is Joe out.